My name is Angel Aqua Bettini, a founder and CEO of Listino Center for Children with Special Needs. Today, we are in Assessment Center, as National Assessment Center. We want to know more about the Assessment Center, what they do, and the intervention they have for the society. For first of all, they have to introduce themselves so that we talk as a broad. Please say.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Prince Joshua Abro, the head of the center.
And then, Auntie.
My name is Samantha Salifu.
Uncle.
Awa Asiri Charles.
Auntie.
Dorosia Amado. Joyce Yanovo.
Thank you. And as the viewers, you can see, this is the team we are here for us to talk about autism as a whole and the center, what they do to help the society. Sir, please, we want a little history about this center.
Thank you. For effective education of the disabled and to augment the effort of the government in the upkeep of the disabled in the country, the National Assessment Center, a unit of the Special Education Division, was established by GS in 1975. It was initially housed at Northridge in the premises of National Nursery Teacher Training Center. Due to accommodation problem, after 2 years of its establishment, they moved to Medina and also in a rented premises for 4 years. The same accommodation problem was also faced, so they had to give them quit order, and then they finally came to Achimota Basic School premises here, and then they were also in a wooden structure until 2010, when the then Minister of Education, Betimo Ejusu, there was a stand at a policy fair, so visited our stand, and then it's like she was amazed after going through the assessment, otoscopy, and as of where we are, we told him of our plight, accommodation problem. So he promised coming here to look at it. Because of her heavy schedule, she couldn't make it, but we had to make the talk, the walk, had to walk the talk. So the then head of the center, Madam Grace Preko of blessed memory, a visually impaired, had to follow it up to the ministries, and then lo and behold, they started this edifice for us. Not completed. It was supposed to be completed within 6 months, started in 2010, but they complain of get no funds. It's a get fund project. So still we are in the 10th year, and though not complete, we are able to make do with what you are seeing now. So the assessment center is barely 44 to 45 years in existence, but due to accommodation problem, most people don't know of our existence. This is a brief story, a history about the center. The officers here, 2 are into vision, 2 into hearing, and 3 into ID, intellectual disabled. We do a lot. So I will let my colleagues also talk to continue from here.
Is there anybody who are willing to? Okay, so Uncle.
Concerning vision, we do a lot to help those with visual impairments, especially those who have been referred to school for the blind. When you go there, you have to refer them back to the assessment center for assessment before they will be admitted at the center. What we do here is this: when you can do basic screening here. After the basic screening, you see that we have to make a referral further assessment. So from there, when you do the report, then we add a letter to it, they will send it to the authority, that the school, so that it will be updated. So that's how we take that to do.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything again?
We also do hearing assessment for children with hearing impairment or hearing problem. So with the hearing one, we do in-house assessment. The assessment is done here because we have an audiologist who is in charge of the hearing test or assessment. So after the assessment, depending on the outcome of the assessment, the children are either placed in the special school, that is the school for the deaf, or they are placed in the regular school with assistive devices or resource teachers who monitor their progress. We also do follow up on all the children that comes here, whether they are placed in school, the regular school or the special school. We go to the schools to follow up, and then sometimes we even go to the homes to make sure the parents are doing the right thing, or the management strategies given to the parents are being carried out.
Thank you.
With hearing again, we still do referrals to the hospitals for interventional measures or management. For instance, the person may have infection, which can be otitis media, which can be anything that may affect the hearing. We do referral to the ENT for them to give that person interventional measures and how to manage the ear. Again, first we used to refer them also for ear wash. If they come and they have wax impacted in the ear, we do refer to the hospital for ear wash. But for now, we can do the ear wash here, so that one is done at the center for now. That's what I can do. I can say in addition to.
Thank you. Please, Auntie, can you introduce yourself?
I'm Ramatu Hassan.
Please, your name again.
Ramatu Hassan.
Okay. Thank you so much. Ghana, we have something. We have it. It's not like I don't know where to send my child to. I didn't hear anything. I don't. It's there. They are willing to help. Not only you have a special child, this or that. Every child who you think that the child is a special, they don't keep you as they know, or they will send you to hospital. Everywhere that you may need the assessment, the assessment center is there to help you. Sir.
Yeah.
Please.
Another thing we also do here, which is I may say the public is ignorant about, is a time concession. Those children who have a mild to moderate problem, who are placed in the inclusive system, we monitor until they get to GSS3. When they get to GSS3, we apply for time concession for them to WAEC. So they are considered and give them time frame of, for instance, if their colleagues are taking 1 hour in mathematics, they'll be given 1.5 hours. Social studies, 2 hours, they'll be given 2.5 hours. And we also recommend that they are giving special examiners to mark their papers, and it is helping a lot. A typical example is a student called Samuel Kwenoti. He's a cerebral palsy child. We started with him from the primary school to the JSS to SS, and he's now in the Methodist University, final year, offering accounts. So just name them. We have a lot of them. This is what we do. The public formally are not of the known. Most people don't know that there's something like that. So now the education is gradually moving on. So we are into time consist. We use WAEC to assist such children as well.
Thank you, say. What you just said, there's a parent who called me the other time that my son cannot write the BEC, and today you have heard it all. There is intervention. that child can also write the exams and pass well. How they will mark it, they will let you know. Even the timing, they will let you know. So please, don't call me again that, oh, my child cannot write exams. So that child, he or she too, can also write. Okay, sir, please, when you talk about assessment center, what do? You have talked about so many different type of this thing. Now we are basically on autism. As a parent who also have a child like that, came here, and then now you know where this boy is. So please tell us, people have these children, lock them in the room, they don't know what to do with these children. Assessment center is there to help. Please, what do you do here?
Okay, formally I would say that autism wasn't common in Ghana, but as time goes on, it abounds everywhere. And then secondly, too, parents are not of the know that they can also make something arise out of health. So with that slogan, we say disability is not inability. So now we have autistic children who come to the center. The first thing they do is when they come, we register them, open file for them, and then after that we book them for psychological assessment. And then when the report comes, we act upon it. There are some those that falls within mild and moderate. We segregate them. So we include them there. We place them in the regular schools. Now inclusion, and then we monitor those who have the severe to profound. We segregate them by placing them in the special schools, and then they are able to make it. They are able to make it. That's about the autism. With other areas like cerebral palsy, the same thing. The mild to moderate ones are placed in the regular schools, inclusion, and we monitor. But those with the severe ones are also placed in the special school, be it school for the deaf, school for the blind, and then the ID schools. We also have a group of pupils who falls within the disability. We name them, they are the learning disabled or LD. These people, they have problem with writing. Some cannot write. For them, they are dysgraphia. Some cannot read, dyslexia, and some have problem with numbers or mathematics. They are the dyscalculia. We help them as well. We get them out of here. With those who have severe problem with their writing, we recommend the use of laptop for them, and parents strictly adhere to that, and it helps them. So as I was speaking about time concession, we authorize WAEC to come to their aid, and then they do marvelously. Yeah.
In fact, today I'm learning something new. Dyslexia, and then says the other one.
Dyscalculia and dysgraphia.
Sir, don't mind me. Auntie, everybody have anything to add?
Actually, with the autism, some of the children do come. It comes to a point that some of them recover from that condition. So if you come, we have a psychologist that give interventions and there are some recommendations. Most of it, the teachers who handle them do it. Most of it also depends on the parents. They have to give them certain training that will help them be fit in the society. Some with the mild cases, I quite remember we went to New Horizon, that's a special school, and the head was telling us how one of the child came out of that condition. It's not a sickness, it's not a disease that cannot be cured. It's just a condition. So if the measures are put into place, some of these children, if not all, recover from the autistic problem. And most parents don't even know how to handle such children. They believe to be in their own world. So you have to come to their level so that the parents will be able to help them come out of that problem. Most of them come out of it, and it's the plight of most parents. But the problem is, how will the parents accept? Acceptance is one of the most important aspects of it. You know, if you are not able to accept the problem, you will not be able to help the child out. Some move from churches, from one prayer camp to the other, just in seek of help for the child. But it could not be always a spiritual case. It's just a condition. And if we come together and work as a team, I think most children will be out of this age.
Is there any problem?
Yeah, we also go to schools for screening upon request. There are some hidden disabilities which cannot be seen with our naked eyes. So by so doing, we are able to unearth and then intervene. So we go to schools for screening. We even go to churches upon request. We go to marketplaces, maternity wards to give talk about disability issues, the factors, preventing measures, and the causes. It's another very important aspect of what we do here. And a very big challenge is after assessing the children, our special schools are boarding schools, government established ones. If the child is not good or toilet trained, there's no school that accepts them. It's a challenge, and I head it to us and then together with the parents too. So we have some children after assessment needs to be placed in a special school, but they are not toilet trained. So the only alternative is to let the parents train, give them training. When they are okay, then we place them in the schools. Some after 3 weeks, they are okay, we give them placement. Some after 3 months, some don't at all. So this is a very big challenge. The schools have mothers who attend to them, but the mothers are mostly the elderly ones. So in almost all the special schools, they are on retirement. So they just have a handful of mothers who should cater for them. So if previously those who are not toilet trained also accepted in the schools, and then these mothers cater for them, but now they have the staff is skeletal in almost all the special schools. So if the child is not toilet trained, no admission for them. It's a headache challenge for us.
So I think the parent needs to be encouraged to train their children on the toilet training, so that when you come here and after the assessment, it will be easier for all of us to place the child in the special school. So parents, please help us to also help you. Make sure you train your children, or you give them the potty training, that's the toilet training, and then you help them with the daily living skills, how to bath, clean their teeth, how to dress up, wear their shoes, and those things. Those petty things that we train even the normal children to do. Let's also help our special children to also learn to do those things, so that it will take the burden even from you, the parents, and then the teachers in the schools. I think it will help all of us if we do that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, aside that, I think some of the parents also come here with a lot of frustrations. Too much frustration, saying that they cannot handle the children. So we are able to sometimes calm them down, give them a whole lot of counseling so that they will be able to come together. Some of them, they come and the father or sometimes the mother has run away, leaving the child on the father alone or the mother alone. We are able to sometimes bring them together so that they will be able to care for the child, and at the end of the day they able to make a headway in terms of taking care of their special needs child. So I think that is the most important aspect of our work too, counseling the parent to come to accept the child fully, and then make some positive impact on the child's life is what we are able to do for some of the parents.
Thank you.
You said somehow they have some behavior problems. Yes, so when they come here for assessments, the psychologist normally refer them for psychiatrists.
Okay.
Yes. When they go there, maybe the psychiatrist also examine them and find out that they need medication. So this medication will help these children so that they will also be calm. Also from moderate to severe ones, these are some of the things that will help them. So they can manage them in the house so that they can help them to face issues also.
Okay, it's not always a psychiatric issue. Sometimes neurological issues. So we refer to the neurologists at the hospitals to also care for them. And even at some point to pediatricians who also come in to give support.
I also add something small to the training. Special education says overpampering is equal to rejection. And mostly what these parents normally do is that they think their children are sick. So they will not let this child do anything. They will feed the child, bath the child. They will do almost everything for this child, which need not to be so. So we are also entreating the parent that if you find your ward being special child, try as much as possible and start training the child. She may not be able to do it one day as you want it. You have to be patient as to how to train the child to eat. That's feeding, toileting, or toilet training. You have to, at times you give the chamber pot to the child, you throw it away. You put him down, she will not sit, she will wait, but you have to try as much as possible. Have time for that child and insist on whatever that you want the child to do. Don't say me, my child, if I say you should do this, you will not do so, you leave him. If you leave him today, tomorrow try to insist on whatever that you want the child to do. When training these children to what you have to bear in mind that you have to show love, and at times you have to be wicked small. You have to, if you are not, if you don't portray to be a little bit wicked, you can't train those children, because it's like you always feel for the child. You need not to sympathize, you have to empathize with the child so that you can be able to give all the necessary support to the child.
In addition to what my sister just said, we have the clients who was brought here, the mother who was taking care because he has spoken this child. The woman died. So when they came here, they wanted to raise the child so that they can get time for the funeral of that child. You see, they were here outside here, even when the child was about 25 years. When they went out to bring the child inside, they carried the child at the back there. They shouldn't even sit down because the mother has pampered the child to a extent that he cannot do anything. This is not the thing that we are doing. So, as Madam said, you should make sure you have to take good care of the child. Let them do whatever they want to do. Don't care of it because he's this and that. They don't let them do for you. If you do that, you are spoiling the child, and you are also not helping yourself. So these are some of the things that they have to put in place. Let the children do their own thing.
Those watching us out there, I would like to educate the public that disability, I'm still stressing, is not inability. Most parents think since they have gotten a child of that nature, they feel they are hopeless. They have nothing to do. No, it's misconception. That ignorance is removed. We have their schools. We train them, we have their teachers who are trained, and then they can also make paradise after them. So I am announcing to the entire public, if you have a child under that condition, don't bring them out of the room. There's a quality in them we want to unearth, help them become somebody on their own tomorrow. We are located at Achimota Basic School premises, specifically PWD Junction. When you bring your child, we assess them, give them school. They have schools. They are not at all hopeless. Let them come. for intervention, and then they will no longer be a burden on us.
Talking about autism. Autism is a biological and sensory processing disorder, not a mental illness. That's why there's no medical cure. There will be a supplement that can help that child, but that child independence is with you as a parent. Acceptance is the key word. When you accept that that child you have is a special child, the 50% of the healing or the recovering is over. Now left with the 50 that your maker will help you, and through the assessment center they can lead you for you to recover a child from that.
There was a program, a sports program at Joey, that some of the children have to be sent abroad. It's a privilege because some have able children but have not had that any privilege. So let's not see only the negative side of the child, but let's also think of what this child will bring to us in the near future, if only we are ready to support such a child. So let us also try in our small ways as parents with children with autism or other disability to also find means of helping our children. Don't leave it all on the teachers or the caregivers. You can also do your part, your bit to help your children. Thank you.
Okay, I think I'll add my last bit. Even though you can have a child with autism, which he or she may not be able to come out completely, always parents try and look at the child's interest. There are some children with autistic condition who have very good, talent or gifts that the child will possess. But if you are able to study that child well, if you are a parent and then you try to study the child well, you'll be able to bring out that quality. That one alone can be trained on. That person can be trained on to become perfect. Even though the autistic condition will be there, she can be trained on that aspect, and the child will excel in that field. I know a friend who has an autistic child, and she's now found that the child can model. The autism is there, and she's now learning to model, and she's doing it perfect, and she's going places. So looking at the child's interest as an autistic child is very, very necessary and very important to me. Always try and look at that, and that will be the child's strength. So you build on the strength, then the other areas that is the weakness, you try and then build upon it. You build, or you try to help the child small to overcome the weakness, but you build more on the strength than weakness. Thank you.
Thank you. These children we are talking about bring harm in homes, divorce. I know it. All what we need from the family is just have just a sympathy. A doctor can have that child, a nurse, a professor, a pilot, everybody. That child you are carrying, you don't know. Autism is not something that you can see even when that baby is in tummy. You can see that child 2 to 3 years. At times, people will accept it when the child is 4 years. So it's not a symptom that you can easily see. It's a broad. We have attention deficit. We have hyperactivity. It's a broad distance. That's why I call it autism disorder spectrum. You know where that child may be in. Even just the motor skills, or the way the child is laughing, or even looking at this. At the long run, you come to assessment center, the report will come to them. So please, the society, Africa as a whole, just accept these children. You know who is next to have that child. Sir,
Hello?
as a officer here, head of this department, you have been working for quite long. What will you put your hand in your chest that this is what you were able to do? And then what child able to help them when you see them? What if you go for retirement and then you are there? What will you see?
Yeah, thank you very much. Like you said, I'll be here. I'm entering my 10th year, and like I said earlier, some are in the universities. I've just mentioned them, and it's a pride. We are proud of that. Some are in the secondary schools, and then surprisingly, those disabled or autistic children, during their BEC examination, they had a better grade as compared to the so-called normal ones. They are in the secondary schools. Some of them are of age beyond 18 years. This is another interesting aspect of what we do here. A child 18 years and above, they have to go into handiwork. So we place them at the rehabilitation center at Rabraka to learn a trade. Some have completed, graduated, and they are earning honest livelihood. Dressmaking, beads making, leather work. They are all there. Parents call us always praising us, blessing us, that God will give us long life, prosperity. So we are glad. We have a lot. So actually, it doesn't end here. As they climb the ladder, they get up there. We have their lawyers. We have their lawyers. We have their doctors all over the place. Some are teachers. So just to mention a few, we are proud and we are very glad, and parents do call us and then they praise us to what we have been doing here. Yeah.
I have one success story since I'm part of the team. We had a child who was autistic, brought from Australia. I think the mother went there for studies. So she was pregnant during the studies. I don't know what happened. She came back to Ghana, gave birth, and then as the child started school, we realized that the child had this autism condition. So they were here, and then we did all the assessments, and we decided to put her in a regular school. It's a boy, a regular school at St. Anne Preparatory School. So we took this boy there. Started small, and in fact we did a lot of follow-up. So one day we went to the school and we realized that this boy is now working normal with the peers in the class. I was so happy, and I really told myself that we've really done a good job. The parents who were looking frustrated now are laughing. In fact, the father was a big man, a very big man. So as time goes on, they decided that maybe they have to take him back to outside to continue school. That's why we couldn't monitor him again. But before he left, he was out of the autism. He was behaving normally as the normal peer.
One other success story is about a boy who was at Ashima class of schools. He also had autism, the mild one, but he couldn't cope with the mates to do the academic work. So we sent him to the rehab center in Accra, and he went into drawing art work. So just a term in the school, he went back to the formal school, and he was the one who was doing all their drawings or the artwork for them. And then you also do it on commercial basis. You draw for other people, it takes money. So this is a child who had a problem and couldn't cope with the academic or the cognitive aspect of education. But since he was also endowed with a gift, he's able to cope in the rehab school and he's doing well. So parents, it's not only about academic work. It's not only about the bookish aspect of education. Our children have talents, they have gifts. God gave them potentials. So we just have to look for their interests and help them to build those interests. Your child might not be very good in the academic side, but can have other areas that the child will excel. They can go into singing, the arts or drawing. They can do other things that will also help them fit or live independent life when we are not there with them. So don't let us only dwell with academics. I want my child to be a lawyer, I want him to be a doctor, I want him to be this and that. They have other potential that they can also build upon. So let us help them on that area as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
There was this boy too who was brought here. The school is just around, but I don't want to mention
Yes,
his name.
yes.
The parent came and then they said the headmaster says they should come to assessment center. But when we look at the boy was not having, even upon interaction with the boy and then observation, you could see that there's nothing wrong with the boy. But upon interrogation, we realized the parents were divorced. So we now separated the boy. I don't know whether you remember. We separated the boy from the boy. And the boy came out with some of the things that were disturbing him. So we have to cancel the boy, cancel the parents. And later, when we follow up for some time, the school or the class teacher now confirmed that the boy is now doing well in the class. So not knowing it was the divorce issue that was disturbing the boy not to even do, she was not writing again. Meanwhile, formerly he was doing everything. But when that incident came, the boy now refused to write. He was not concentrating at all in class. So when they came and then we cancelled them, the boy especially, the boy is now doing, she's now doing well. He's now doing well in the class.
So this means that we don't only concentrate on only persons or children with disabilities or special needs, but we look at other areas like rape, drug abuse, and those things. Those areas too, they are into it. So if you have any case like that, you can still come to the assessment center and we will
behavior problems,
yes,
and
will help you.
I'll continue to inform those who have that they shouldn't feel shy about their children. And I can emphatically say that that child of yours is rather a child you should be proud of if you have in-depth knowledge about him or her. So come out, bring them out. Let's assist them. Let's unearth the hidden talent in them. Don't hide it in your rooms. Be proud of them. Be concerned about their future, even more than the so-called normal ones you have. Treat them equally. We are at your disposal. Come to our place and we'll be of help.
What I can add is that when you keep them in the room, you are overprotecting them. When you leave them and you don't care about them and you are neglecting them too, you are underprotecting these children. Both are no good. The earlier, the better. You rather have to look for solution. As today, it is now open for all the public that you have a place that you can bring your child to be assessed. No matter what, you can have some solution to the child's problem. Don't keep them, as they are saying, in the rooms or neglect them and leave them to be roaming aimlessly. They are an asset to you, the family, the society and the nation at large. In fact, if the child is in your stomach, that is, it belongs to you. But as soon as the child is out, it's for everybody. So we are all here to help you with a child with disability or a child with a problem or needs, so that that child can really bring out whatever potential that God has given to that child to manifest. So don't skip them, bring them. There's help here for you.
One other thing is parents should stop roaming from churches, shrines, and then other places. It's good if you're a Christian, go to your church, pray for your child. A Muslim or whoever, whichever religion that you belong to, it's good that you pray. But stop moving from pastors, churches, and other. They will deceive you. Even if it's a spiritual case, the educational aspect is also important. As you do the spiritual one, you also look for the educational aspect and then help the child with that one. That's why we are here at Achimota. The National Assessment Center is at Achimota Basic School. When you bring your child, we'll be able to assist you as a parent and even help the child to manage that condition the child is having. Please, stop going to the churches, stop wasting all the money at those churches or places. It will not help. Bring your children here and together we can help manage the condition and help the child to live an independent life.
Identification and early intervention is very good, because at that time we are able to do a lot for the child. But when you keep them and they are old and you bring them, the support we have may not be as when the child is brought here at a very young age. Thank you.
For Paris, access about what you do as a child, you should have access that child. Okay, when you got the child, whatever, as soon as you see the child, nobody will tell you that the child has been kept in the room. So I say, Mommy, I can't do the question there. But you was denying her, but later when we sat down, you confess everything that this and this, that's why that, because the environment in which you live, the people are talking about it. So you have to wait for assessment. You have to settle down. You have to do every assessment that you have to do for it. Now the child is in the school now. You see?
If you have a child who is not even up to school going age and you have doubts about his or her behavior, you can also bring him or her, so that maybe we look at, even not being holistic assessment, we look at him or her, and then the necessary advice or recommendation can be given. I remember some time ago, we went to my church, that's my former church, to do some awareness in the church. And later, one lady, we were here, he brought the child. Upon what he heard from us, it's like the child cannot see straight. I don't know whether you remember.
Yeah.
The child cannot see straight, so that's why she has brought the child. So he want us to accept that time. The child, I think it was less than 1 year. She brought the child. You look at the child and say, no, there was nothing wrong with the child, and she went away. So you can also do same. If you have any doubt about your child, you can bring him. And as you look at our client's mother here, don't think because he has money, that is why he has gotten to where he is, and that is why she's talking about all that she has said already. It doesn't matter whether you have money or not. You just come to that assessment center. That is your your first. So you have to come. Don't say you don't have money to maybe school or go to school or do other things. You just come.
Yeah, at times parents come here, they don't even have the money. You have to register them free, use most of the thing for them. Because some are come from far, and because of the money involved, they think their child is useless, so they don't care about it. But it's the work of the resource teachers. Most of them, even they take upon themselves, they will bring it. They will bring the children here. The children, the parents they don't even help them. But I'm telling them, don't worry, you bring the child here. If there's anything that we can do, we can help you.
And some of them have the mindset that it is the problems of the children is curse, it is that, it is witchcraft. The mother of a child, and you see a child roaming about, and you think that that child can be helped, you can still bring the child. A woman, just last week, a woman got a child who was blind. Yes, very pretty girl. She didn't give birth to the child, but decided to look for us and bring the child here for assessment. Now the child, immediately she came. We made the arrangement, and she's in the school for the blind now. So at least it's not only you, the mother, but anybody who finds any child and thinks that you can support such a child, try and find the relatives, get one of them, and then you come. Then we help you put the child at the appropriate place. The child to also, get some independence one day, to live a good life.
They need more of assistance even than those with without disability. So treat your child as you want others to see your child. Sometimes stigma sets in, but how you present your child, that will tell the person, oh, this child is valuable, this child is not valuable. So you have to look at that also.
Thank you. Uncle, is there any number?
Yeah.
You want to put it out there?
So in a nutshell, we are collectively saying our doors are opened. We will embrace everyone. Those who are hearing us now might have known someone who might not be hearing us. Call the information out there. Numbers on which you could contact us are 024 29 28 725. I repeat, 024 29 28 725 or 050 31 66 548. 050 31 66 548. Thank you all for listening to us. We are expecting you.
Listino Center for Children with Special Needs. Our main focus is to train parents so that they can recover their own children. Your child independence is our key. I have done it, you too can do better than me. We are on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. We do the podcast as we are doing here to discuss it so that that child you have in the room or symptoms that we are saying, you think that no, this child shouldn't have done this, has done that. There's a way that you can help that child to come out of it. I say thank you to all our viewers. Thank you for the society accepting the word autism. I thank my team, Philip, Kevin, Chris. As Kevin, who trained Phil in the bicycle ride. As Chris, who trained Phil in artwork. And Philip as the head, who helped Phil in all his photo shoots, and then whatever concerning the camera. Now Phil is learning how to do his own photo shoots.
Oh.
I thank this team so much. The success story, they are part of it. Thank you, my team. In case you want us, our service, or you have a child like that you have already helped the child, you want us to come and interview you, we are there for the society to know what you two have done for that child. So you can call us on 024 13 99 990 or 050 598 77 79. Thank you so much, and thank you, sir.
Thank you
for opening your doors for us. At least it's not only us you have helped, the society as a whole. And going to social media, somebody who doesn't know what even to do, I'll put a smile on that person. Thank you so much.
We also thank you very much for appreciating our work. Aiko.
Yeah. Thank you, Auntie.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.